Hello everyone, and this is my review for TNA Impact Wrestling on August 15th, 2013. This is, of course, the Hard Justice event that they've been promoting over the last couple weeks with, of course, the world title match and all the typical what you would consider from the Hardcore Justice pay-per-view. All in all, I felt that it was a really good show this time around. I liked the aspect of them actually going with the Bobby Roode, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian storyline, with both Kazarian and Bobby Roode getting the wins in the Bound for Glory series, and of course Kazarian, Daniels, and Bobby Roode helping each other out to get those wins because they're attempting to take over the Bound for Glory series. This was a good way of them starting that, and I actually liked where they went with it, and of course are actually following through with that storyline by having them both win and picking up the 20 points. So it was a good way of throwing a little bit more intrigue and interest into the Bound for Glory series, and I'm liking the direction that it's going at this point in time. Overall, I just felt the matches in general were actually really good matches. Of course, the ladder match right at the beginning, and then the tables match in the Bound for Glory series were both really good, well timed, and well executed during that point. The Knockouts match was pretty good as well. Also, of course, the world title match was, a very good match, a very good steel cage match in there. My biggest problem with the world title match, though, was not the aspect of them putting the title on Bully Ray right after giving it to Chris Sabin. I actually felt that was probably where they were going to go with it. They needed to keep the whole, X Division title cash-in more relevant, so putting the title on Sabin at that point was more relevant to do. And then, of course, put that title back on Bully Ray. They have it on Aces and Eights leading into Bound for Glory. Obviously, that's where they're going to have some kind of big payoff with the whole Aces and Eights deal, maybe it ending or something in that aspect. More than likely, ending it at the Bound for Glory pay-per-view. So it was good to see that they put the title back on Bully Ray there. Bully Ray's definitely been working, has definitely shown his body of work over these last couple of years, and definitely shown that he's probably their best bet at this point in time for creating any kind of interesting storylines or anything in that aspect. My biggest problem with that match was actually the involvement with Tito Ortiz and Rampage Jackson. I guess to give it right at the beginning, not necessarily at the beginning of the show, but after the ladder match, they had Dixie Carter and the Main Event Mafia out there explaining why the 5-on-5 match wasn't going to happen that night. I was glad that they didn't just come up with some crazy reason why Kurt Angle couldn't be there, but they just went with what actually happened, which he's in rehab now. Hopefully he gets out soon and can return to the ring here in the near future. So we'll see how long it takes Kurt Angle to get himself out of rehab on that. And like I said, hopefully he does get out of there soon, gets better, and can get back into the ring and entertain the fans that are there. And then, of course, that led to them trying to find a fifth partner for the next week's match, which is the 5-on-5 match that they're going to have. Initially, they went to Austin Aries. He denies, though Rampage calls out Tito. He doesn't give a direct answer, and then eventually during the world title match, both of them come out to try to get rid of Mr. Anderson. Rampage gets rid of him, and then, of course, Tito Ortiz does the turn, basically making him an Aces and Eights member at that point, knocks out Rampage, and then, of course, Bully wins right after that. That's my biggest problem, is more the Tito Ortiz Rampage aspect of it. It really serves no purpose to TNA. They're helping promote the Bellator fight that's going to be in November between Tito Ortiz and Rampage Jackson, but yet it really does nothing for TNA wrestling in general. It's not bringing in more fans. It's not bringing in better ratings. So why are they wasting their time with a fight that's not going to happen on their airtime, helping promote it, unless Spike TV's forcing them to do it at this point? So that was my biggest problem with the show, was the aspect of we're going to have to see this storyline with Tito Ortiz and Rampage Jackson promoting their fight, where it doesn't do any good for TNA wrestling. Now they have to use their time to promote this fight in general that's going to happen in November, and yeah, just in general, that was my biggest problem with the show, was that just that aspect of it, and the fact that they're going to have to use this storyline here in the upcoming weeks and maybe even a few more months. So, yeah, overall I felt match quality wise and where you saw some of the Battle for Glory series, especially with the Bobby Roode, Christopher Daniels, and Kazarian angle, where they were going with that, I liked where they were going with that storyline, brought more intrigue to it. Of course, putting the title back on Bully Ray I thought was a good idea as well. So, overall, I just felt the show was really really good show, with the exception of the Rampage Tito thing. So, yeah. That's my review this week for TNA Impact Wrestling. I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.